Hey, howdy there again, folks. Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering off my Sampler Platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler Platter videos, series of videos I've been doing for a little while now, where I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then I talk about the stuff. I let you know all that you need to know, but hopefully delicious stuff that you can go over there and put in your mouth and ingest and do the whole things, or, I mean, maybe you have some other way that you can do it. There was a story about a guy. Like, this was back in, I want to say the Civil War days, maybe? And, he got, a bullet wound, into his stomach. And it healed up, but the hole was still there. And so, people could, literally just drop, food into his stomach. So maybe you're doing that, but I would hope not. But if you are, then... Anyway, while I'm doing it, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Crappy old ladder off to the side. Got a little hamster set up over there. My little girl Shizuru's running around, so you might see her. And then on top of that, while I'm doing these reviews, a lot of times I'm wearing cool shirts. Today is an especially special instance of that. Wearing my Ginger shirt. Ginger, they're an excellent band. I've been following them for about a decade. They're one of the few bands that I will go a bit hipsterish on, because I was into them way before they became a big thing, kind of internationally, but I'm super happy that they've done well for themselves. Thing is, Ginger, they're from the Ukraine, which, I mean, depending on when you see this video, depends on how relevant that'll be. But at the time that we're doing this, there's presently a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. I'm not going into all the political stuff, but fuck Vladimir Putin. He's a fucking piece of garbage, let's be honest. He's a little shitty wannabe dictator. Anyway, these come from them. All the proceeds and everything go directly to helping the people of the Ukraine. This is a cool thing that they did. They actually went over there and they were supposed to tour America. In fact, realistically, I would have been seeing them last Thursday at the time I'm doing this. But instead, they decided to go back home, be with their families, help out where they can. So, incredibly awesome folks. I'll probably go over there and put a link to their merch for this shirt, or even just for their other merch and stuff like that. Just, supporting their, great band. Just tossing that out there. Anyway, what am I trying for y'all today, folks? Well, yeah, we'll start with this one because it was an arm's length. Boom! We've got Uncle Ray's maple bacon flavored potato chips. I found these at a gas station, not a usual gas station that I go to, and I saw them and I was like, that seems like a thing that would work for this show pretty well. I'm pretty sure I've had something else of Uncle Ray's. I think maybe the place I work, we used to have, we've got a little, food area set up in our break room. I think we used to have, some hot sauce chips that were Uncle Ray's. I don't know, I don't remember. But I've definitely never had these before. So, apparently they're not for sale in California? Seriously. I have no idea why. Maybe there's something to do with the flavor. Alright. Anyway, it's got a thing here about Uncle Ray. Look at him. He's a guy. Life and Times of Uncle Ray, Chapter 30. I'm not going to go through all that, but I'm sure it's riveting. No offense to Uncle Ray, but that'll just take way too long to go through. Self-control, rejecting wrong desires and doing what is right, setting our own limits, refusing to equate desires with rights. Okay. Alright. From my family to yours. Kind of weird that they had the little whole thing, but sure, why the hell not? It gives it some personality. On top of that, this is Chapter 30. I'm not going to go out and buy a whole bunch of chips so we can have the entire history of Uncle Ray. Fucking Wikipedia the guy or something. Try some potato chips. Yep. Woo! That is an artificial maple smell if I have ever heard it or smelled it. I can hear the maple. Hear it screaming through the trees, begging to be released and devoured. That's definitely very mapley. Oh, excuse me. Drink. Interesting fun fact. Cream soda. Might be a cream soda review coming. Sometime in the not too distant future. We'll see. I gotta get a couple more, but anyway. Alright, let's try some stuff. Now, I will say, here's the thing, right? Big old bag, and I've made this point before in other instances with other stuff. I'm going to keep making it until things change. Big old bag, right? I haven't taken a chip out, not even a single one yet. That is how much is in there. Literally, I would say less than half the bag is actually full of chips. And at this point, you're better off getting a small bag. Because that, they have to actually go over there and fill to a reasonable capacity. This is ridiculous, folks. I mean, this isn't even coming just from a fat guy perspective. Like, yeah, I'm a fat guy. But, come on. Alright, let's try some potato chips. Potato chips. Okay. Well, the only thing I can kind of equate them to a very limited extent, back probably about a decade ago now, when Lay's was still doing like their, and I think they still do it maybe, I did a review of their last ones that they did, where they go over there and they try out like weird flavors, and it's like a once a year type of thing. The first year they did it, one of the flavors they had was chicken and waffles. And so that's kind of where my brain wants to go with this. The problem is, it's nowhere near as good as those were. And mind you, I haven't had them in probably close to a decade, but I really like those. Those were my personal pick. I thought those should have fucking won. These, I'm not super into. Mostly what you taste is like the maple flavoring. But again, I'd bet dollars to donuts that it's like an artificial maple, which I mean isn't inherently a bad thing, but like it doesn't taste like proper. Like it has like a somewhat chemically aspect to it. The bacon aspect of it seems mostly to be kind of a smokiness, and maple and bacon are good. I personally love sweet and savory as a combination, but in this, on top of a potato, with the artificial kind of flavoring, I don't know that it really works. Like, when you start off, it's mostly just the maple, and then kind of dials back to like sort of a little smokiness. Then it just kind of becomes potato. And you get sort of like a weird aftertaste of maple at the end. Yeah. Yeah, I'm honestly not into these. Which is kind of a shame because the hot sauce ones, if they were Uncle Ray's, those are really good. I don't think my company has them anymore. I don't usually go up in the break room anymore. But I really enjoyed those. I was hoping I would really enjoy these. I don't. They're not like atrocious or anything, but I could genuinely not ever see myself getting another bag of these. For me, they don't do. They don't do enough of any of the one things to be proper pleasant. Maybe if the maple flavor had been more of a natural, and you know what, I do apologize. Like maybe it is a natural maple flavor. It doesn't come off that way, and it doesn't come off as like a particularly good flavor. But maybe if that had been a little bit different, it could have kind of carried it through. Maybe if they would have upped the bacon aspect to kind of go over there and counterpoint it, maybe that could have worked. Yeah, it's really not all that good. I'm honestly not a big fan. Which, like I said, is a shame. Aside from the fact that I'm fairly certain I've enjoyed their products in the past, on top of that, maple bacon, come on, that's awesome. That's why I got the goddamn chips. I personally think that they need to kind of go back to the drawing board on these ones. I don't really. I mean, if you enjoy them, if you're watching this, you're like, hey, they're the best chips ever, and they saved my dad and mom, and blah blah blah. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I'm not personally digging them. The ones that I have had, I've had enough. And I mean, I will eventually consume these. These will be one of those snacks that stick around for quite a while, and then eventually I'll go over there one day and just be like, I don't have any money till Friday, and blah 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 blah. Potato chips. Yeah. To that end, would I recommend them? Obviously not. I mean, they make them, so there has to be a market for them, I would presume, unless it's just something where Uncle Ray's just like, just make them, I like them anyway. Whatever. If you enjoy, like I said, if you enjoy them, good on you. But in terms of recommendation, I can't. Like, never mind the fact you're not getting much in the way of chips anyway. Disappointed in you, Uncle Ray. They're not that good. And I would say, usually if I can't recommend something, I'll try to at least think of like a demographic I think it would work for. The problem is, I'm the demographic this should work for. Like, I love sweet and savory. Like I said, I love the chicken and waffle chips that they used to have. I should be all about these. I'm not, and so I don't know who I would recommend them to other than people who already like them. So, yeah, for me personally, I would pass on these, unfortunately. Sorry, Uncle Ray. Like I said, if the hot sauce chips that I had were yours, those were really good. Maybe get whoever made those to come up with a new formula for this. And if it's the same person, maybe get somebody else. But anyway, so that's going to do it for me on those. Good. 5 things before I get out of here. Number 1, have yourself a great rest of your day. Ugh. Sorry. Stuff caught in my throat. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, a stupendous rest of your year. If you could go there and have yourselves a truly hot sauce flavored Uncle Ray's chips, if those are what I'm thinking of, rest of your life. Because those are fantastic. Maple bacon flavored, not so much. Final 2 things for me, folks. Number 1, could try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, even if it doesn't always feel like it. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Okay? Not always going to succeed. That's just a given. All right? You're going to have your off days. It's fine. But try to mitigate it. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in your life. If you can't put the good stuff out there, at least don't take it away. That's all I'm saying. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to do. Maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you know Uncle Ray. And you're like, Uncle Ray, look, you got some banging chips. Ain't no one going to lie about that. Those maple bacon ones, though. I saw this fat guy on YouTube. And, he's a fat guy. Probably used to listen to the fat guy about the snacks. I'm just saying. Maybe let's figure something out. Or conversely, you could do something else like going over there, going to the Ginger merch store, picking up one of these shirts, helping to support the fine folks of the Ukraine and, what they're dealing with right now. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Bye.